For me, the motivational factor started as I was a mentor. And being a mentor, you get to deal with the kids maybe an hour or so once a week, that type of thing. I just felt that you can do a lot more with them in the household. You can teach a lot more. You get to experience them a lot more. And just being around them 24/7 gives you even more insight, and you can do more things than you can in an hour or so. So to me, it's just taking it that next step and being more and more involved in children's lives. Just recently we had a youth return back to his grandfather. And just last night as I was talking to his grandfather, he let us know how well he was doing in school, how his reading has just gotten so much better. They want to test him to move him up to advanced reading. And the instructor is talking about how he wants to use that individual as the motivator or the group leader because he's done so well. And to talk to our caseworkers as to where he was when he first came into foster care versus where he is now, talks about leaps and bounds. And even his mother says the same thing, his grandfather says the same thing. So for us to just see that progress from that youth, it just talks about, I can't explain how great I just feel from seeing that. We've had children leave physically. Emotionally, they don't leave. And we still have contact with all of them. So they're still our children as we look at them. They go back to their biological parents. It doesn't matter. We still get calls from them. We have constant contact with them. And that to me just bodes over and just gives me even more joy because, as I said before, I mean, for Christmas we have them over. For Thanksgiving, they come over. We hear from them constantly. For their birthdays, we contact them. They contact us. It's still we are a larger family, and that's how I look at it. We are just a larger family. And as they come into our household, one of the things we look at, we take the fostering out. We are their parents. That's the main key for us. We start out, we worried about the attachment, but we looked at it. These are our children. They will not be considered foster children. These are our children. And they're accepted that way within both our family groups, with our my parents, her parents. My brothers and sisters, they have aunts and uncles everywhere. So it's a great thing. It's just a huge extended family for us.
The better that you get to know the biological parent, the more you get to help them and mentor them. And when they get in trouble, if they get in trouble again, they're going to come to you, and that's what you want. And you still want the connection with the children, and I think that's the most important thing dealing with the bio parents is letting them know that you still support them, even though there's no more case, even though there's nobody watching them, that you still are there to support them. And I always tell my parents when they take their kids home, bring them back when you need a break, free babysitting. I try to catch up, take them to dinner, just to keep that bond.
I feel like by having a relationship with them, I can better serve the child.
Yes.
Because a lot of times the kids, no matter what has went on in their past with their biological parents, they're still their parents. So if I can keep a relationship with the parents, then I can kind of get a feel for what's going on with the child and how they feel, and then you can better serve them.
Foster parent prior to me said, do not take them to see the mother. So as soon as I get the child, I take them directly to see their mother. Okay? Because I know the importance of family. Okay. As a matter of fact, I encourage them. They never ask to see their mother. I insisted that they see their mother at least once a month, and some months twice a month. As a result, I think the attachment, because it helped us, it helped them, is one of the most powerful factors in their changing their life around. For Thanksgiving, the first year they were in the home, I actually went and picked up the mother and brought her to our home for Thanksgiving dinner. We took pictures together. We took family pictures. We sought out the siblings. We took them to we made sure that they still maintain visits with their sister as well. And for the boys, for them to see that being modeled in front of them, it's making a difference in the way that they're treating other people. Because they see that here not only is my father, which we've adopted the two boys now, my father cares about me, he cares about my family. We have one big extended family. We have family pictures, you know. It's just that my family is extended a little bit.
I had this one particular infant come to me at 3 days old. And we worked with he was addicted to cocaine, and his biological mother admitted to doing crack cocaine every day that she was pregnant. And so he was a mess. I mean, he screamed for a solid 3 months. We tried to work with this bio mother, and she just, you know, in her defense, she really did not have a support system behind her other than, you know, our agencies were doing their part, but she had no one else really in her corner to help her succeed, and so she did not succeed. And so I had this little one for 2 years, and her parental rights were terminated. And of course, then I was faced with, did I want to adopt him? And I was mom to him. He called me Yaya because that's what my granddaughter calls me, but I was his Yaya. You know, I couldn't have loved this child anymore if I had birthed him myself, you know, and I can get emotional talking about him. And so when it came to the point of whether I was going to adopt, it was agonizing for me. But I could not think with my heart. I had to think with my head, what is best for this little boy at 2 years old? And I just knew that he needed a younger mom and dad. You know, he needed an intact family. And so I released him out to be adopted. But it was wonderful because he was adopted by a family that continues to stay in touch with me. And today, he's 4.5, and he's smart, he's bright. You would never know that this child had any drug issues at birth. There's no ADD, there's, you know, nothing. And we talk about ADD in foster kids. I mean, I have a biological kid. In fact, probably all 4 of them have it. But it's awesome because to me that was a miracle, because this child is now a new generation of breaking that cycle of drug abuse or poverty or whatever, you know, was in the history of that family. And he is a new generation that will now, you know, take place. And to me, it's a miracle. It's just absolutely a miracle. Been one of the greatest experience, one of the hardest, because I grieved for probably a year. I needed therapy. I really did, because it was very, very hard. But it has helped that I'm still involved with him. And now I've betrothed him to my granddaughter, so I'm hoping he'll be my grandson-in-law.
For me, it is to see a child who absolutely, in his own skin, does not know what to do with himself and can wreak havoc on the world around him. And I have one child particularly that by the age of 5 was already having charges pressed on him by a school teacher for hitting and tearing up classrooms and abusing other children. And this is this scared little boy who shows aggression to keep himself safe. And this child was almost placed in a group home at the age of 5. And we hung in there, my husband and I, and we said, we're not going to do it. Whatever may come, this child needs us. And we've now stayed with that child through many, many, many difficult situations. And he now is a child who tells me every day how much he loves us, what great parents we are. Can I marry you, Mommy? You know? And of course I remind him I'm already married, but he said, Dad's too old for me. So, you know, but he is just so charming and so sensitive and so kind. And yes, he does have some issues, and he does have some mental health issues, but he now will not terrorize society. He now can love. And every person now that he touches, he won't hurt. Now he might bring good into the world. I know he'll bring good into the world. And each person that he touches will then touch someone else. So I feel like it changes the whole community by what we do.
I can't explain how great I just feel from seeing that.